exciting day this is. Very exciting. Because
this debate is going to go to shit. I can feel it in my bones anyways. Awooga, awooga, awooga.
yeah, basically that. I decided I wanted to do this at the last second. My favorite thing about this tonight, and our president was so awful at waiting his turn the last time they had a debate. They literally have to mute the opponent's microphone. That has literally never happened. Like, since we've been America. So he is literally getting Discord muted. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a huge train wreck, which basically means it's free content for me. I don't know if I've ever been excited to watch two old people yell at each other before. Man, maybe I should make a drink. We thinking emote only? No. No. You think anybody that likes Trump's going to be in here? They're going to be on Fox News's channel jerking off. Bro, didn't Chris Christie have COVID? Why the hell is Chris Christie here? Why is this guy talking right now? I'm gonna do this for 90 minutes. Just 12 days to go in this election. Oh man. Thank God he has a mask on, guys.
Going after his son Hunter Biden's business dealings, regardless of whether or not there are any questions.
I understand the point of these people having a mask on when they're doing news and stuff, because like the message is there, but I'm like, it just looks a little silly.
Tonight's debate is sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates.
Did she just say that the presidential debate was sponsored by the Presidential Debate Committee? Fucking duh. What? This presidential debate is sponsored to you by DollarShaveClub.com. If you want to have a weak ass chin like the two candidates here, go to DollarShaveClub.com right now. I'll actually the text in the background. Suing.
The country is heading into a dangerous new phase. More than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with COVID, including record numbers here in Tennessee. And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID. So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes, uninterrupted.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out were expected to die. We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. It's a worldwide pandemic.
Started in two
countries.
countries.
Spikes in Europe and many other places right now. If you notice, the mortality rate is down 85%.
It's not. This is some cap, bro.
Personal experience.
This is some fat cap.
We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready.
It's
going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed. I had it, and I got better, and I will tell you that I had something.
Did he actually call it Operation Warp Speed?
Some people could say it was a cure, but I was in for a short period of time, and I got better very fast, or I wouldn't be here tonight. And now they say I'm immune.
He had the best Medicare possible.
I'm immune.
Because he's the president. He's like, I fought it off. I beat the shit out of that virus. It came up to me and I was like, fuck you, bitch. And I slapped it across the cheeks and it ran away bitching. My body's incredible. I clapped that virus's cheeks. It looks like he's writing. I want to see him pull up a piece of paper in response. He's got a whiteboard like, fuck this loser.
What's going on?
You also said a vaccine will be coming within weeks.
Yes.
Is that a
It's not how vaccines work.
No, it's not a guarantee, but it will be by the end of the year. But I think it has a good chance. There are
What?
two companies, I think, within a matter of weeks, and it will be distributed very quickly.
He said it'll be here in weeks. He said, no, it's not a guarantee, but it'll be here in weeks. That's not a guarantee. He said it's not a guarantee, but we'll have it by the end of the year. That's literally a guarantee.
We're about to go into a dark winter. And he has no clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for the majority of the American people before the middle of next year.
It's coming.
President Trump, your reaction, he says you have no plan.
We're going to have a dark winter at all. We're opening up our country. We've learned.
He's expanding his hands.
Understand the disease, which we didn't at the beginning. When I closed and banned China from coming in heavily infected, and then ultimately Europe, but China was in January.
Biden looks like he's trying to figure out whether he shit his pants or not.
who say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves
Yes,
up
we
in a basement
fucking
like
do.
Joe does. He has the ability to lock himself up.
Did you
I
just
don't
say
know. He's
Joe
obviously
locks
made a lot of money
himself in the
someplace,
basement?
but he has this thing about living in a basement. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president,
I'll be the president, yes.
99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to open our schools.
99%.
We can't close up our nation. Or
99.9%.
And of course, this
This is 8.4 million. 223,000 people
Don't worry,
have
maybe
died.
inject bleach. He said.
When I closed, he said, "This is a terrible
84,000,
thing, xenophobic.
842,000,
I think he
8
called me
million.
racist even, and because I was closing it to China. Now he says I
Not
can't.
99.9. We just got to deal with it, guys. It's only a couple 100,000 people that have suffered, and only a couple million every day. So whatever. It's not a big deal.
But I want to open the schools. We have to open our country. We're not going to have a
No,
country.
we don't.
You can't do this. We can't keep this country closed.
You can't
This
do
is
this
a
to me.
massive country with a massive economy. People are losing. You have raised a lot of money, tremendous amounts of money.
That is
and
true.
Every time you raise money, deals are made, Joe. I could raise so much more money as president and as somebody that knows most of those people. I could call the heads of Wall Street, the heads of every.
Then why
company in
hasn't he?
America. I would blow away every record, but I don't want to do that because it puts me in a bad position. And then you bring up Wall Street. You shouldn't be bringing up Wall Street because you're the one that takes the money from Wall Street, not me. I could blow away your records. That, like, you wouldn't believe. We don't need money.
What is this? Why is he just like, I could totally do it? I'm just being humble.
Gentlemen, we're going to move on.
Average contribution $43.
All right, we're going to move on to our next section, which is national
I
security.
could totally
And
beat
do
that
wanna
record.
start
I just don't
with the
feel like
security
it,
of our
honestly,
elections
so
and some
I'm
breaking news
not.
from overnight. Just like-
I'm just not
Both
feeling up
countries
for
have
it right
obtained
now.
US
Maybe
voter
next time.
registration information. These officials.
I made it clear that any country, no matter who it is, that interferes in American elections will pay a price. They will pay a price. And it's been overwhelmingly clear.
Pay a price. They need one of these studio microphones. Joe needs a pop filter from Amazon, $13 with a scissor arm. Somebody help him. He needs to pay the price of a pop filter.
Recently said, if anything, to the Iranians.
President Trump, same question to you. Let me ask the question. You're going to have 2 minutes to respond for 2 elections in a row now.
You hear his mic not be on and he's trying to talk.
What would you do in your
Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin because
Look
he
at
was
Joe
very
looking
friendly
around
with
like,
the former mayor
did
of
I?
Moscow, who was the mayor of I sold, while he was selling pillows and sheets, I sold tank busters to Ukraine. There has been nobody
Oh, maybe, did
in
I?
Russia than Donald Trump.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life. We learned that this president paid
I have.
50 times the tax.
Wilbur gave me
in
a
China,
British
has a
pound.
secret bank account
I have it.
with China,
I've taken
does
foreign
business
currency.
in
I'm
China.
30.
Country-
Sorry, guys.
You have not released a single solitary year of your tax return. What are you hiding? Why are you unwilling? The foreign countries are paying you a lot.
I asked them a week ago, I said, what did I pay? They said, sir, you
What do you mean a
prepaid
week ago? People have been
tens of
asking you for
millions of
4
dollars. Prepaid
fucking
my
years.
Tens over the last
Just
number of
show
years.
us how much you make.
Tens
Nobody
of
fucking
millions of
cares.
dollars I prepaid.
I would take a poor ass
Because at some
president
point
if
they
he could
think
talk
it's an
and
estimate.
be
They think
any
I may
better
have
than
to pay
this.
tax. So
I don't even
already
care how much
prepaid.
the
Nobody
president
told me
makes.
that.
If he makes the right fucking decisions, who gives a shit?
Whenever they write this,
I don't give a shit if a president makes fucking money. Who cares?
But let me just, number one. Number two,
Then who
I don't
cares?
make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia.
Joe's
You make
Joe's
$3.5
expressions are
million,
so
Joe.
good.
And your son.
Why did he's been saying this for 4 years? Show us. Just show us. Stop playing around. You've been saying for 4 years you're going to raise your taxes.
What do you want me to do?
Nobody knows, Mr. President, what they
Tell
do
you
know
my net worth?
is you're in 51%.
Could you imagine
We
you
would
have
not
to wear
do
the
that at
same
all,
colored
number
suit
one. Number two,
every
we're in a
time you go out in
situation where
public?
China would have to play by
How
the rules
fucking
internationally as well.
boring. Dude, if I was the
And,
president,
when
I
I
don't
was
even
still vice
care.
president, he
Like
said
they
we're
got
sending
mad
their
Obama wore a tan
identification
suit at
zones
some
in the-
point. I
in
would
the
wear
South
different
China
suit
Sea.
colors
You
all the
can't
fucking
fly
time,
through
dude.
them. I said,
Could you imagine
they
having to wear
have
that
to play
bland
by
ass,
the
like
rules.
looking like they're
And
going to
what's he
church
do?
fucking Navy
Embraces
suit all the
guys
time?
Like Vice President.
All right, let's talk about North Korea.
Excuse me, no, I have to respond to that.
Okay. Very quickly, and then we're
Son
going to move
walked
on to
out with
North
$1.5
Korea.
billion from
And
China.
it's funny
10 minutes in office and being in. So I charged them 25% on dumped steel because they were killing our steel industry. We were not going to have a steel industry.
Okay.
I don't
And now we have a
fucking
steel-
care.
President Biden, your response, please.
I don't think I've ever woken up and given a shit about steel.
Bringing up all this.
Could you
malarkey.
imagine during this being
There's a
like,
reason
yeah,
for it. He doesn't want to talk
Talk about the
the
steel.
substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about you.
who cares?
If you're
I just want him to do
There's no
anything
war.
except this.
And you know,
There's something about him
2
like
months
doing
ago,
this in a
he
very
broke into
parallel
a certain
fashion
area. They said,
repeatedly
there's
that
gonna be
pisses
trouble.
me
I said,
off.
No, they're not.
Like,
This is
change
not
your
gonna do that.
hands.
And I
What
was
what
right.
is this?
Look, instead of being in a war where
Then make it really
millions of people
small, then I make it
sold,
big, then I make it
25
small,
miles
then I make
away.
it big, then I move my hand here,
Millions and
then I move
millions,
back,
32
then I make it
million people
small,
sold.
then I make it
Millions of
big,
people would
make
be
it
out there
small,
right now.
move this hand, I move this hand, make it small.
Hey, you know what, North Korea? We're
Shut
not in a
the
war.
fuck
We have
up.
a good relationship.
Who
You know, people
cares?
don't understand.
I
Having a
don't
good
care.
relationship with
We have to
leaders
move
of other
on, 'cause we
countries
have a
is a
lot of
good
questions.
8
thing.
million people have
questions to
had
get to.
COVID. We're talking about North Korea. Why?
My first
Talk
3
about
months
steel.
before we
Talk
sort of
about
worked
the
things out a
steel
little bit,
more.
there was a very
More
good-
steel. Let's
She voted
go.
in
Yeah,
Supreme Court Justice
steel.
Amy Coney Barrett, and healthcare is at the center of her confirmation.
They want to terminate 180 million plans. We have done an incredible job on health care.
He said
We're
100.
gonna do even
He has
better.
said 180 million,
Vice
like
President Biden,
4
yes,
different
this is
times
for
for
you. Your
4
healthcare
different
plan
things.
calls for building
He has
on
used
Obamacare. So my
specifically
question is,
180
what is your
million,
plan
like
if the
4
laws ruled
times.
unconstitutional?
What I'm going to do is pass Obamacare with a public option. It'll become Biden care. The public option is an option that says that if you...
You think Obama's going to be cool with that? So, I noticed you wanted to replace my name on the Healthcare Act. It's cool, but
the idea that I want to eliminate private
it's kind of
insurance, the
fucked up.
reason why I had such a fight for
who do I think is winning? I don't think Trump has answered a single question like directly yet. I don't know if Biden is winning, but Trump hasn't answered much directly at all.
We're not
Baited,
gonna
sorry.
have fracking. We're going to stop fracking. We're going to stop fracking.
Yes,
Then he goes to
dude, we're talking about
Pennsylvania after he
fracking
gets a nomination.
again?
We got very lucky to get it. And he goes to
Let's fucking
Pennsylvania,
go.
And he says, "Oh, we're going to have fracking."
Talk about steel.
He
Yes,
goes for
fracking.
years.
I love it. I care. Fuck that pandemic. Talk about the oil.
Woo!
Why haven't you been able to get them the help they need? 30 seconds here.
Because Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve it. I do.
But you're the president.
I do, but I still have to get. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons I think we're going to take over the House because of her. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve anything because she'd love to have some victories
Whoa!
on a date called November
Whoa!
3rd.
This doesn't sound like steel. I'm not that
So
interested.
they could keep
Not steel. Don't care.
You got 1 in 6 of them going under. They're not going to be able to make it back. They passed a package that allows us to be able to call PPP. Money is supposed to open
What?
safely.
He
How they
said
can hire more teachers, how they
PP.
can-
Yo. He's got
It's
my
not
vote. He
giving
said
them any
PP.
of the money.
We are
That's a
gonna move
Chad.
on to
Your crime bill.
He's not gonna
The
answer the
super
question. He's just gonna talk about the
Nobody has
crime
done
bill.
more for the black community than Donald Trump. And if you look, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, possible exception, but the exception of Abraham Lincoln, nobody has done.
Where? He really just said he was in second place to Abe Lincoln. He really just propped himself up on the award shelf there. He was like, I think I deserve second place only because Abraham Lincoln did it
Because we
first.
have no funding. But
The
I
cider
say to
is, the cider and this conversation is
Okay,
definitely
I wanna
doing
talk
something
about
for
both of
me.
your records, but
a corrupt politician.
Nobody-
President
The
Trump, I
laptop
want to
from
stay
hell.
on the issue of race. We're
Take a
talking
look at
about the issue.
laptop from hell.
President Trump, we're
Nobody.
talking about race right now, and I do want to stay on the issue of race.
Yes.
President Trump,
And I
you've
have to
just
respond to that.
Please.
because
Yes, you
there
beautiful
are 50
person. Let's
former
go.
national heads
Talk
of the CIA.
about
Both parties
racial
say what he's saying
injustice.
is a-
My relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
But what do you say to Americans who are concerned by that rhetoric?
I don't know.
by
I mean, I don't know
videos?
what to say. I got criminal justice reform done and prison reform and opportunity zones. I took care of black colleges and universities.
Where?
I don't know what to say.
What
They
reform?
Can say anything. I mean, they can say anything.
I literally studied. I studied
I am the
and have a degree
racist
in
person.
criminal
I can't
justice.
Even see the audience because it's so
For the
dark.
past
But I
4
don't care
years
who's
he's
in the
been
audience.
president.
I'm the least racist
There has
person in
been
this room.
no
Vice
reform.
President Biden, let me ask
There
you
has
very
been
quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for
none.
you.
Abraham
What?
Biden,
You look at what's
question.
happening with the voting right now.
Let me ask
They
Vice
remember
President
that
Biden
you treated them
about-
very, very badly.
The-
Just
the-
take a look at what's happening out there.
Vice President Biden, let me give you a
What?
chance to respond within this context. Crime bills that you supported.
The
in the
early
80s and
voting
90s
has leaned
contributed to
Democrat.
incarceration.
Like the
Small amounts
early
of
voting
drugs
has
and
actually
possession. Their
leaned
sons,
to the
their
Democratic
brothers, their
side.
fathers-
Yes, Mr.
bill
Trump, it's
on
going great out there.
drugs
Don't worry
and how
about
to deal
it.
with
I
them.
wish
Now we're gonna move on
Joe
to
would
the
just
next
drop the
section.
F-bomb,
in a
dude.
Republican Congress.
I wish Joe would just say fuck. Did you guys hear that? He goes, we had a Republican Congress. She goes,
Climate change, please. You both have very different visions on climate.
And we have the best carbon emission numbers that we've had in 35 years under this administration.
Okay,
We are
Mr.
working
Beast,
so
go
hard with
off.
industry, but here's what we can't do. Look at China. how
so we
filthy it
planted
is.
20 million
Look at
trees
Russia.
this
Look
time
at
during my
India.
presidency.
It's filthy. The air is it's extremely expensive. Kills all the birds. It's very intermittent. It's got a lot of problems, and they happen to make the windmills in both Germany and China. And the fumes coming up, if you're a believer in carbon
you
emissions,
say
the
wind
fumes
kills
coming up
birds?
to make these massive windmills. I love solar, but solar doesn't quite have it yet. It's not powerful yet to really run our big, beautiful factories that we need to compete with the world. So
False.
it's all a pipe dream.
I had
But
a
you know what
neighbor
we'll do? We're gonna have
growing
the
up
greatest economy in the
whose
world,
house
but if you
had
wanna kill
full
the
solar
economy,
panels.
get
That's
rid
all
of
they
your
use.
Oil industry. You want, and what about fracking?
That's it.
All right,
Now-
let me
now we
let me
have to ask
let me
about
allow.
Growing
Vice
up,
President Biden
when
to
I was a
respond.
kid.
And I'd stop giving to the oil industry. I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas. Excuse me, to
What is he
solar
doing? Is
and
this
wind.
is he a hype man right
Why
now?
are we giving it to oil
Whoa,
industry?
that's huge.
To solar and wind.
Big.
We have one
Keep
final
going. That's
question.
In
big.
terms of business, that's the biggest.
This is your inauguration day. What will you say in your address to Americans who did not vote for you? You'll each have 1 minute, starting with you, Ms.
We have to make our country totally successful as it was prior to the plague coming in from China. Now we're rebuilding it, and we're doing record numbers, 11.4 million jobs in a short period of time, et cetera. But I will tell you, go back. Before the plague came in, just before, I was getting
230,000 people
calls from
have
people that
died.
were
8 million people have had this virus here.
Donald Trump, Joe Biden, two white men in their 70s, two very different candidates. What we heard tonight over the course of the 90 minutes as we see Melania Trump come on the stage wearing her mask tonight.
Even his
as
fucking
the
wife
same
has the
false
mask
charges
on,
about Joe
dude.
Biden.
2 white men in their 70s.
Ah, my cock!
We need younger candidates. Why the fuck? I am a 24-year-old man. Why the fuck do I want somebody who is almost 5 decades older than me in charge? There are people younger than me who are more aware of shit than I am. I am more aware of shit than they're aware of. Like, there is just such a huge gap. Like, myself, and a lot of you here are the people who have to benefit. We are the people that are affected the most from this situation. And it is in the hands of 2 white 70-year-old men.
Ah, my cock!
That's
I'm
terrible.
not even sure I'll live to see the results of the elections, considering the amount of brain matter I just lost watching that.
All in all, I gotta say that's the longest emergency meeting I've ever seen. And both of them seem pretty suspicious.